Welcome, everyone, to A Mexican or Redneck Follow the World. We are your hosts and surrogate fathers, Juan and Ben. Today, we'll be discussing if something is good for you, then why is it free? That's a good question.
I don't know.
Something that's really good for you, is it ever actually free, or what are you actually paying for? This is going to be more like a little bit of a critical thinking skill podcast. Ben and I were having some discussions the other day. Sorry, Spanish tried to kick in there. It's like trying to sneak in but now it's like, no, stay back, Spanish. This is an English podcast, so I got to speak in English. Anyways, we were having some discussions the other day as far as like things being for free. It's like this podcast. This podcast is for free. You're listening to it for free, but are you really?
You're not listening to it for free. We have a chart that has statistics, and it shows us all 12 of our listeners.
Yes.
We love every one of you.
Every single one of you.
all 12
of you. Yes.
Thank you.
The neat thing, though, about our 12 listeners is that they're each in a specific country. So that's kind of neat.
Are they really?
Well, we have Russia.
We do.
South Africa.
Germany. Canada. Ireland.
Yeah,
I'm so excited that we have listeners.
There's just one in every country, but it's very exciting, and we love you.
Except for Mexico, which is kind of funny and ironic.
Probably because it's an English-speaking podcast.
Probably. Very.
Mexico, they typically speak Spanish.
There is that logistical.
Yeah. That
one little detail.
The language barrier.
But what's the motive? I mean, we obviously want to share ideas and thoughts with you, but, there's that level of where we really do believe in what we're saying, and we want to make the world better and stuff. And we think we have the answers like everyone else, but what there is the question of what's the motive?
Yeah.
What is the giver actually? Why is the giver wanting your time?
Yeah.
Why are they giving you that promotional cup?
Yeah.
Or T-shirt or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been in sales since my, I guess, early 20s. And I know from being in sales, nothing is really free. Like whenever you're getting something for free, there's always a catch.
You are the product.
Yeah. You are the product. If you're getting something for free, they're getting something out of you, whether that be, it's kind of like a drug dealer. They give you the first dose for free. It's like, hey, man, here, try it out. What is this? Oh, PCP. Well, is this addicted? No, man, you'll be fine. And next thing you know, you're completely addicted to it. And you're finding the guy, you're scratching your neck, and you're doing things that you never thought you would do to get that PCP. Have
you had that experience?
No, I just saw a tell show about it, and it was really, really funny.
I'm wondering. It's like, hey, wait, let's see where this podcast can go this morning.
Not saying anything about drugs out there.
I mean, it's definitely something to think of. If somebody's going to give me something for free, you get excited. Oh, I get the free cup. Yeah. I get the free little squishy ball. It's like, well, yeah, but you're a number now. You're a statistic.
Yeah.
Oh, this social media is free. Well, why is it free? Well, because they want to sell you something generally. They're going to take your name, take your information, sell it to whatever company, and then they're going to give an advertisement, say, when I'm listening to this program, I also looked at some special shoes, on sale at this other company. And so they're going to try and sell you those shoes, and it's a whole, it's marketing,
Yeah. It's kind of like I think about it man, because it just really aggravates me. I feel like we live in a society now where everybody wants something for free. And and let me rephrase that. Not everybody, but there's a great deal of population. They're always like, where's my free this, my free that. But, and I keep on thinking about it. When you get something for free, you're being robbed of the privilege of actually having something of quality.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm a company and I'm making a quality product and it's valuable, I want you to pay for it because I'm going to put my time, my effort. The more you pay for it, the more I'm going to take care of that product. But if it's a free item, my thinking is, how can I cut my overhead? How can I cut my costs? How can I make this thing as cheap as possible so that I'm still profitable?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the mentality with free. I was talking to you about growing up as a kid. We grew up poor, and there was times in our life when we had do food stamps, and government subsidies, and the food that you were able to get through those government subsidies. Not saying anything bad, but I was grateful for it. But compared to the food you're able to get when you have the choice of being able to buy high quality food, is very different. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's like when you get that government cheese, that cheddar cheese, and it's mainly like oil and grease, versus when you go to like a gourmet shop where they're making high quality cheeses. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the difference is very vast. I went to this store. It was up there in Kentucky, and it was an Amish shop. Dude, if you've ever been to an
The
Amish,
Amish make the best cheese.
oh my gosh, dude.
There are no Amish listening to this, I promise.
I-
But if you know someone
hopefully,
who sells Amish cheese, go get it.
hopefully they have their guy that carries the phone and he's playing the podcast and they're just listening to it, but they're not actually playing it. They have the system, man. The Amish, they got it down.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah.
I thought about seeing what it would take to join an Amish community.
No, you don't want to join the Amish community. See, I don't want to join the Amish community. I just want to be the guy they hire that's like the interim between them and the real world.
Oh,
That's what they do.
Yeah.
I was working up there in Kentucky, and so because they can't really interact with people
Oh, yeah.
or the whatever system. Like, I mean, they can to a certain extent, but what they do, since they can't drive, they'll hire a guy to drive them around. They'll hire a guy to use the cell phone for them. They'll hire so it's like which is very, very. I was like, man, that's a nice job. You're just like
kind of a
talk
liaison.
about a liaison,
for the
exactly.
Amish.
Yeah. So you get
Wow.
all the benefits and none of the responsibility.
That's really great. And
Yeah.
all the cheese you can stand.
Yeah, all the cheese you can stand.
It's so good.
Because I don't really want to go Amish because they don't believe in deodorant,
Oh,
and I do believe in deodorant.
it's important,
It's very
especially in
important.
our subtropic climate of Alabama.
Yes, very important. Um,
Gross.
anyways, going back to this topic of free, because there's something like you wanted to discuss this too, as far as like any thoughts you've had about it, Ben, that you that kind of inspired you to go into this critical thinking podcast episode.
Critical. We're getting smart now. I'm excited. Critical thinking. We've said this word a lot because we just learned it. Nah, I mean, it's just, I mean, that's every time something's free, I always say, what's the catch?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's nice. I used to be like, oh, yeah, free cups, free shirts, who cares? You know, free stress ball, just got to donate some blood. Okay.
Yeah.
Free cookies afterwards. Sounds good. Which donating blood is good. You know, it helps people out. But, you know, you always got to say, what am I giving? You know, social media, what am I giving?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if someone's giving you something for free, you got to say, okay, what am I giving? And is it really going to bring quality to my life?
Yeah, what's the actual motive behind the guys giving the free stuff out?
I mean, we keep saying it, but it's like we want to drive that in your head.
Yeah.
And I always say, you know, I've been on this thing of learning, you know, quality versus quantity. And I used to be a quantity person. I'd more. And it, you know, and I started realizing, man, this quantity stuff's no good because I'm still wanting that quality item.
Yeah.
You know, you can have 100 free plastic cups, but 8 really nice glasses sure is. It's just something about holding a nice pub glass in your hand, for example, is a lot better than that plastic cup that says such and such bank or whatever, you know? And it's that value of what you have versus just wanting more, you know, and being, and I'm not saying poisoned by greed, but the idea of free is so exciting. Oh, it's free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to put anything into it. It's going to make my life better. They promised me that. But then at the end of that promise, there's just like, well, wait a second. I'm still wanting. So that free thing really wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I knew all along what I should have gone with, or I should have worked hard and put in that extra time, that extra money, that extra energy, whatever, to get that thing I really wanted. Because once you get the thing you really want, you're satisfied, you're happy with what you have, and you're not wanting for more of the same thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I play guitar, and this is a thing in the guitar community I think a lot of players come across is they'll want to get a new guitar. I got to get a new one. And there are guys with hundreds or even thousands of guitars, and they're actual players, but they, some of them don't even use them. And they're like, what about that guitar? Oh yeah, I bought that at such and such place. I don't really play it. It's just nice to look at. And that's fine if it's what you want to look at. But if you're telling yourself, oh, it makes this sound, it's like, well, there's only so many frequencies, in the guitar sound, and so at that point you start saying maybe there's a level of greed, unnecessary want.
Yeah.
Because when you really work hard and maybe spend a little more and get that really nice one that you really wanted, you find that everything else is just subpar. And you don't want to play anything else but that one you have.
Yeah.
That's my one little example, but same concept could be applied to cars or watches or anything.
I remember in my family, once again, I kind of repeat this, but you guys know that I'm the oldest in my family. And I remember one time buying my brothers a PlayStation. I think it was a PlayStation 2 or something like that. And so I got it to them and I gave it to them for free. I put the cost into it. And you know what happened to that PlayStation, Ben?
They loved it and cherished it and cleaned it regularly and took great care of it.
No, it was destroyed within like a couple of weeks, couple of months, I think.
How do you destroy a PlayStation?
What do you
what does that look like in your home?
It just wasn't taken care of. It wasn't like, but it's like they got great enjoyment out of it.
You put the disc in, you play the game together.
Sometimes you shove the disc a little bit too hard, or you tap it too hard, Anyways, it got broke. But then they broke that PlayStation. So my brothers were like, "Hey, we want to get another one. Can you get us another one?" I was like, "No, I'm not buying you another one." But then, so the next one, I made them work for it. So they actually put their money into it. Man, the next PlayStation that they put their money into it lasted for so long.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. Just the difference between the attitude of them getting something for free versus them having to put their work into it. And my biggest issue with free stuff, Ben, it robs you of the ability to produce.
It does.
Because when you are getting everything for free, then you are no longer a producer, you become a consumer. And if you are a consumer, then you are subject to the producer.
Yeah, it enslaves you. Absolutely.
It's enslavement.
If it is a reoccurring pattern, at some point you develop this entitlement, you become lazy in that area of your life, and all of a sudden where you are ready to work for it, you wanted it, you were investing your life, it was your thing, you're just, oh, okay.
Whatever. As long as I get it for free, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you become careless because you're getting it for free. So then it's like if the quality's not that good, you can't complain because it's free. Versus if you're working for something, if you're investing for something, the quality's not there, you can definitely complain about it.
And you're going to protect that
and
you're going to fight for it. You're going to take care of it, like you said, because it's what you wanted.
Right. It's what you worked for. And that's in all areas of your life. Because I think like your health, your finances, your house, like even, it's like the difference between renting a house and owning a house.
Oh.
When you're renting a house, it's like, just made a big old hole in the wall. Landlord will fix it.
He was going to keep my deposit anyway.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. You got that guy. Yeah. You know that. Yeah, you get that landlord. Is like he's going to keep it.
That $200 is gone.
Yeah. So you're like, whatever.
You're like, I don't care about that stain. Who cares? Whatever. Yeah. And that's where you get into that renting versus. That's a good analogy.
Yeah, renting versus buying, man.
Because when you own it, you're like, be careful, don't scratch the wall.
Yeah. Or like even the house, or when you've been spending hours and hours fixing up a house, and and then you're like, kids come to destroy. You're like, do you guys not appreciate what I'm doing for you? And it's like, no, they don't, because they're just kids. But they'll eventually will if you teach them properly.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
Even us. I mean, at some point, we hope to be successful. We hope this works out. And we hope we can, give stuff away for free. But, on a real true level, we're going to be hoping that y'all keep listening. You tell your friends. A giveaway is to get more people. It's not free. We're needing your time to pass the word around. We're needing your energy to watch the videos. And, there is a transaction, and we're just being honest about it.
Yeah, I think as long as like the companies or podcasting is able to be a free thing, this podcast is always going to be a free is going to be available for free.
Oh, you'll get the meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
that's always been our goal. Is
but then
we believe in this.
Yeah, as long as we develop, and there's going to be conferences, there's going to be meetups, stuff like that. We're going to start shilling our books, our products, our shirts. Oh, you better believe it, guys. That's coming, and we're going to make you pay for it, and you're going to enjoy it.
And we're going to enjoy it. And everybody's going to enjoy it and be so much happier.
Because hopefully we're growing and we're understanding this process. We're both putting in the effort. Because the free content that we're giving you, the hope is that it's actually valuable content that when you put it into practice, you're like, wow, that wasn't free. It was actually, it cost me a thing. It cost me the effort in developing these healthy habits. Because I feel like you and I, we're going through this process of developing these healthy habits that we're talking about. It's not that we're just talking about this stuff. We're walking this stuff out. And as we walk it out, the better we get, the more we produce, the more we grow.
Last 4 months have been a refinement process for me, for sure. I've had to go, if I'm telling other people to do this, I better make sure I'm at the very least doing it or making changes to do it.
Yeah. Because even talking about this podcast, of this attitude of being of free stuff, I'm like, do I have that attitude of free? Of like, oh, where's my free this? Where's my free that? And it's like, no, and it just helps me appreciate. Because even doing this podcast and the time that we spend into it, it's, you're able to listen, like the audience is able to listen to it and just, like, oh, it's costing you 15 minutes of your time, 15, 20 minutes of your time. But for us, it's like we're having to spend time and money to develop this product when there's no return, there's no monetary gain of it. So why are we doing it? We're doing it because we love people. We want men to be men. We want men to come into their understanding, like who they really are, and grow and develop. And we want to develop. So,
there's a level of, is what we're saying actually right?
Yeah.
Or are we about to be called out on our BS and find out we were totally wrong? But we're hoping to grow from our solid 12 to maybe a solid 24.
Dude, if we can double
our listeners. Man, 24 people. I'm amazed that 12 people are even listening. I'm thankful for them. Anyways, we'd like to thank you for listening to a Mexican and a redneck father of the world. We love you and we're proud of you.
Mexican and a redneck father of the world.